All right, we're on.
Perfect. So we are discussing question 5, right?
Yeah, so we were talking about the valuation. It looks like the percentage of equity that you're giving up with a two and a, oh, no. I did it wrong. So 2.5 million. It's 35%.
35.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we know how much the what's that guy's name? The guy that we hired?
So I don't know.
That leaves us what, 65 between 2 or 3?
It's between, I mean, there was 50 and 50 for Maxwell and Taylor or Angela, and they gave up 5 and 5% in order to give 10% to the another guy. So that will be it will be about,
So that's what, 35, 65, 10, 55.
it will be 30 and 30 for Maxwell and Taylor and 5% for, let me see what.
So that means these guys would be like have control over ownership if you're talking about individual.
Yeah, they will have the highest percentage. It's Jeremy Dank, the another guy that just got the 10% equity stake for his participation. And also, Nate, in the proposal, who Maxwell will remain as the CEO?
Yeah, there was
she will retain this charge, or this position.
Okay. Yeah, my part of the supplemental case talked a little bit about that, but I don't see how that was problematic. I guess that's a risk if you're not a majority shareholder, especially if I was proposing that there's only 2 seats on the board. So if I'm the majority, and so basically I have the final say, I could switch out the CEO.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have 2 people that are from the company that always vote together, then you can't.
Yes, Sarah and Angela will have 60 between them.
Right.
Okay.
So question A is saying that, or asking if we should have disclosed that we had other offers. So I don't know, Miguel, if we should have and just kind of kept it to us and negotiated without telling him that there was other offers.
Okay. So just consider, we just need to consider the information that we have.
Well, I guess it's kind of too late. He already knows that we have other offers, and we pretty much told him what they offer.
Yeah, but at the end of my supplemental thing, it said that Cantor faced competition from other vendors for this deal, and when he asked Maxwell whether she was talking to other VCs, she cryptically we are looking at a range of funding options. So it's like it was kind of, it's not a
You
complete,
kind of knew.
but
Just mean
that's
like
good. That's good for you,
like
for
details.
Mate. It's
Yeah,
good
that
to
is
have
good
like
for Mate.
more, right?
So it's basically talking about tactics for negotiating, and so it asks if this makes sense in a negotiation like this. I'm not sure because the case mentioned that they really get like that Rodriguez guy, or they really liked the I guess your VC firm and the people there.
Yeah.
And from what I read in the second part, they still wanted to go with you guys instead of the others
Uh-huh.
because they felt more of a connection there.
Yeah, but from my point of view, though, it's like, man, you know, I just feel like, geez, if I still want this deal, I better be willing to give up a board seat, and you know, it totally changes my bargaining
Yeah.
position.
We have to hardball? I don't think so. Like, I mean, they had a good relationship. Just be like, you know what, we like you guys, but you have to make this and this happen. Like, up to 2.5 million and make a space for Angela and the
Yeah,
board. Like, you don't have to be like super hard about it. I don't think so. Not in this case. At least that's what I think. We think, Mia, should we be like hard with Nate? Should be hard on Nate and tell him to give us more and more if he wants our deal.
I think that we could rise no, because if we rise the pre-valuation, we will giving up more percentage, right?
well, not necessarily.
Not necessarily. Or
Valuation's kind of an objective term, so
it that depends directly from the pre-valuation.
yeah, because if you say, oh, our company's worth 10 million, and I'm giving you 2.5 million, that's 25%.
Yeah, that's true.
So the is objective. So if you're, you know, we see this all the time with some companies that kills the deal, right? When the owner's like too, it's such a personal thing, and he's refusing to budge that no, my firm's worth 100 million.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, but Samuel, I think that we could try to negotiate in order to maintain the higher equity between Maxwell and Angela. Maybe she could get 32.5 each of one in order that they could, that in this case, Cantor could remain with just 30% of the equity.
Yeah, no. See, if we did 2.5 million, and the firm ended up with 30%, that's still workable. But I'm getting really close to the
limit.
but it's still workable.
Yeah,
I mean, you can
I
do
will
it.
go for that.
If we can get Angela in there, then we have majority of votes. So it kind of keeps the CEO there.
Yeah.
And I mean, we don't want to be too hard either. The other thing that I was noticing is that at the end of the case, it kind of gives a list of other companies that were like, the case mentioned Honest Tea.
Yeah.
Times, and so they were acquired by Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
For 108 million. I think that's what's right. The acquisition value. 108 million, and I think they only had 38 million in sales.
Yeah.
I think so. We're already projecting 50 million. Kind of like to put it out there, right? You guys are gonna make your money back because of these guys. The smallest acquisition of any of these was of 25 million. Just selling 23 million per year in sales, so we're projecting double that. I mean, that's just kind of working in our advantage. We could be like, hey, we could just sell this to Coca-Cola or to a bigger, or just
Yeah.
let you know, like, this is what's happened with other people in the industry, and you're gonna make your money back pretty big if you can work with us with what we want.
So yeah, those are impressive terms. But I think I don't know if it was in the supplemental part or if it's in the case itself. Maybe it's in the supplemental part. Mine was saying that there's like 2,000 different health type drinks that come on the market, and there's only like 4 on the market. So, man, those are pretty high risk. But on the other hand, given itself and it's viral, so it's already kind of, there's less risk with that because it's not a brand new, unproven brand. It's got a following.
Yes. So it mentioned that, that there was a lot of brands coming out and a lot of them didn't make it, but that Mumate had already passed that point.
Yeah.
So we were already past that. And I guess we're on a high right now. Would be a good time to start it, since we got some exposure with some celebrities. Deals just waiting to be signed, right, with distributors in the East and coffee shops and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's not like we don't have anything in the. We have people already wanting to sell. We just need the money to be able to produce. And
Exactly. I think it's a great opportunity because you're ready to put the capital to work immediately, and it'll start.
yeah, we need the capital. We already have everything else pretty much in place. We just need the money to be able to produce and keep up with the demand that these other people want from us. So, what's the last deal? Are we gonna get what we want? You already said the CEO. Well, you said yes, right? She can stay there.
That's fine.
Or actually, a spot for Angela and the board. $1 million is fine.
Yeah.
So, Miguel, you were just negotiating one more part, right?
Yes, just the equity in order that
The
they
equity.
could maintain just 2.5 more than in this case, that the control firm. Because the rest of the proposal, I think that is pretty the same.
Okay. So the
Well,
equity.
Sorry, go ahead.
So where we agree on equity at, you were saying?
2.5 for each, right? Or 30 for you. $30 for you for the VC firm, right?
That's fine.
That's what I suggest.
Do you want to sign the papers, Miguel?
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah. Do you, Nate, have any information about the? Let me see. How did you put it here?
About the what?
About the convertible preferred stock that mentioned that it's 1x participating liquidation preference and no redemption rights. It could increase this percentage, or well, this number, maybe 2 in the 0.5 that you sent us in the email.
Yeah.
It's mentioned something about it in your part.
Which item are you talking about? The first one?
The first one
In number 5?
In number 5, yeah.
Convertible preferred stock with an 8% annual dividend. times non-participating liquidation preference and no redemption rights. A one-time non-participating liquid. I don't know what that means.
Because when, well, in the report, Maxwell mentioned that they talk with an attorney thing,
Yeah.
and they suggest that they could also divide or raise the money in two different rounds in order that the Series B in this case could increase to 2 times or maybe even more, depending on
Yeah.
how much how can I say, how much acceptance or how much revenue the company is achieving in that time. So I don't know if maybe your part consider one of these a scenario.
Yeah, well, like I mentioned at the beginning, I think we were trying to avoid that by giving you all the equity, or excuse me, all the capital that you needed now. Fund you for all your capital needs now. So
Okay,
that there
but for
would,
example, if in half of the year we need another 2 million, do
uh
we raise the funds using maybe a 2 times round, or it's just like it will be just 1 time round always? Because I think that we have something like that.
mine says something about that too. Like there's conditions of,
There are some conditions also.
yeah, if there's a series 2 that we would be willing to do that, but
Do you
I
think
don't
we
really
need a
understand
series
how.
two? Do you think we need a series two in the future, Miguel?
I think
I mean,
that
well,
if they will
it's
rise
not really.
the 50 million, I think that the
Yeah,
market will still keep increasing and increasing, and maybe
yeah,
just ensuring that this kind of number could, well, it's not limited to this amount. It could increase
yeah.
or depend on the market. That could ensure that the
Uh-huh.
company could raise the capacity of the stock or whatever they need. So
For sure. I'm just thinking
yeah.
about it because the case isn't really focused. Well, not really going towards that like other cases and what's going to happen or what they're going to do. They pretty much have the option of who they're going to go with for funding. But if you look at all these companies that are similar, they all ended up being sold.
Yeah.
That's true.
So I'm saying once they get to a certain point where Coca-Cola or Pepsi or Snapple or any of those like see them, they're like, okay, we want to buy you because who competes with those monsters? No one. I mean, I think this is what the VC firm wants too. Like that's the whole plan. Like buy you out, we're gonna get a lot of money out of this, and that's just pretty much what's gonna happen. So I don't know if there's a really need for a second. If we can get up to 50 million, then I think that's the other thing. What's her name? Angela and Matt will want to do. Do they want to continue growing a company, or when some big corporation offers
Just so it.
100 million, are they gonna just like sell it? I think they would.
Yeah.
I mean, I would. Who wouldn't, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that you got
Yeah,
a point here.
because that's usually what happens. Like smaller drinks, they get big, and then if you look at all the drinks, all the owners are pretty much too Pepsi or Coke
Yeah.
or one of their
Yeah. They all
companies.
consolidate.
Okay,
So
great.
unless you want to negotiate a second round of funding
Yeah,
right now,
yeah. The second round will be just for this funding. So now I think that just with one funding will be enough.
maybe they can give us some cash too, right?
Yeah.
So if you guys have any other questions or you want to go through it,
No, I
are we
think.
supposed to say yes?
Oh yeah. So, well, so we came to an agreement, right?
Yeah, I think that's the agreement. If you can go up to 2.5
Yeah.
equity and open a spot for Angela in the
Maxwell.
boardroom with a vote or Maxwell, yeah, that would be That'll pretty much give us what we want.
Yep, I'm happy too.
It's a win-win.
Perfect.
Sweet.
Yeah, 'cause at the end of the day, I guess you don't like we were talking about playing hardball. You know, it's going to be
Uh-huh.
an ongoing relationship, so you don't want
True. You don't want to ruin that.
to win-win for both people, right?
I mean, there's usually a win-win situation. Negotiation, you just gotta communicate and sometimes be a little bit more open.
Yeah.
You'll find out what they want and get what you want at the same time. No need to be super hard about it. So what do we push the button of deal? Deal or no deal?
Is there? There's probably a post like survey or something we need to take. Good then, right?
Oh, we're good there. Are you good to begin?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, we're talking about US
Sounds
dollars,
good.
right? Not pesos.
Yes, that's
All right. Sounds cool.
All right. Well, okay. Well, I'll stop this and I'll post the link and then I guess we'll see you guys on Wednesday.
Sounds
All
good.
right.
yeah.
Okay. Have a good evening.
night. You too.